Do you see it? It's a giant bean. Morning, Facebook. It's a beautiful day out in Chicago. Today's question, Ask the Flower Guy, coming to you live from Millennium Park. It's the bean. The pavilion. Man running. Running very weird. Today's question. Today's question was submitted live in an actual conversation this morning. Talk about turnaround. Jessica Barr. Barr Power. Check this chick out. She's a fucking beast. She's beautiful. She's a monster. She's a machine. Fucking love this girl. Check her out. Jessica Barr. She's a cool ass bitch. She is on my team with Legal Shield. She is in my team to be with It Works. She loves my flowers. And she's a cool ass bitch to hang out with. So, her question was the most popular question I ever get asked. I get asked constantly. The bean. There's the bean. How the fuck did you why are you a florist? How the fuck did you become a flower guy? What doesn't make sense? Two and two don't put together. So here's the Dave Black story. That's me. I was 15. We moved from Tinley Park, to Tinley Park from Alsip. I hide that I'm from Alsip. White trash. And I didn't want to take a lunch because I was there to fucking learn, not to eat. So I went to the guidance office and said, hey, I don't want to take a lunch. I want to take a class. They figured out that this was legitimately allowed. God forbid someone should want to learn. So they're like, oh, you can take just an elective class. Take whatever you want. Take typing, take computer science, whatever. Horticulture. I'm like, boom. Horticulture. I'll fucking grow corn. My dad always had a garden. My grandpa always had a garden. I figured that would be great. So my teacher, shout out to Miss Elston, best teacher in the world. Crossed the picket lines in the 70s. Uh-oh. Speaking of. Could have turned into Arrest the Flower Guy. But I got Legal Shield. So, great teacher. So she took me under her wing and kind of introduced me to the world of flowers. So, fast forward, time to get a job. Pretty much look like I do now. A little more hair up there, a little less hair down here, a little less belly in here. But I pretty much look the same. Tattooed, pierced, rock and roll, fucking biker. I'm like, I need to get a job. Everybody's like, you're never going to get a fucking job. Never. This is back, you couldn't even work at the Jewel back in fucking groceries if you had long hair, piercing, anything. I almost got kicked out of school because I got my ear pierced. Fucking crazy. So anyway, she says, David, why don't you go look for a job at a flower shop? Get the fuck out of here. I don't need to work at a flower shop. She said, seriously, you're a young man. You're smart. You're a go-getter. They need people to clean roses, strip flowers, take out the trash, sweep up, make deliveries. There's a lot of work in a flower shop for young men. So, just so happened the flower shop was opening up down the street. Went in there and said, hey man, need a job? Sounds a little more formal than that. And he said, you know what? We're moving from one location to another right now. So perfect timing. I need people to help. So help. Got 2 weeks worth of work. If you're a good worker, put you on. So, did my 2 weeks. The guy who was running the crew basically said, you know what? This guy is about the only motherfucker on this crew who actually works, who actually listens, who actually does what he's supposed to do. So give this kid a job. So got a job in a flower shop. Incidentally, let's back up and rewind to my Tinley Park folks. Remember the Bremen Mall cruise? Used to drive around the mall looking for chicks, smoking weed, drinking beer. The guy who ran the crew just so happened to be one of the rent-a-cops at Bremen Mall. So I got instant street cred because I was friends with the rent-a-cop. Anyway, and I digress. Back. Okay, so I got a job at the flower shop. Ended up working there and pretty much caught on everything. Right away, instantly, knew how to make a bow, knew how to make arrangements. Just anything they showed me, I caught onto it just like that. So, fast forward, I'm now 18, graduating from college, and I have a degree in clinical psychology right over there. Went and did my clinicals, and basically decided that crazy people drive me fucking crazy. Can't do this. Loved the theory of psychology, loved the learning, loved the school. Didn't want to deal with crazy people, stupid people. You would not imagine the shit I went through listening to people. What we did is we had student supervised sessions where our professor was a licensed therapist, so we didn't give bad advice. Sat in on a session where a student would come in and say, hey, I'm in a little trouble. Can you talk to somebody? It was just like repeated, like, oh my God, abusive relationships, multiple abortions, drug addiction, all this kind of shit where I was just like, man, just get away from this. Why do you allow this in your life? So I decided I couldn't do that. So I went to my marketing professor because I was also getting a degree in business. And he said, well, you always want to start your own business. I said, well, I have my own practice. Never thought about working for somebody. Interesting. I'll come back to that in a minute. He says, why don't you open your own business? He says, I know what you do. You like motorcycles, you like music, and you work at that fucking flower shop. I said, well, motorcycles. I was not a mechanic. Was basically a gopher for my buddy, Guy Louise, Guy Cycle Service. Hook him up. Great mechanic. He's been a mechanic for like fucking 30 years. Been friends of mine forever. Takes good care of me still to this day. I was a gopher. I basically got my shit done at cost or discount because he'd be like, oh, hey, go run to Markham Cycle and pick up a generator. Go run to Oakland Harley and pick up this. Put some oil. Test drive this bike. Move this shit around. Bring these bikes in and out. So I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Music. A ton of musician friends who are amazing musicians that, they don't make any money. To this day, they don't make any money. A couple of them do. But I was a good drummer, but I wasn't like fucking rock star, like on stage, torn with fucking Slayer type of drummer. So I was like, oh, look at this flower shop thing. At that point, I was doing most of the work that it took to run a flower shop. I was doing scheduling, drivers, ordering flowers, wedding consultation, design, everything. So I said, you know what? I'm looking to open this damn flower shop. So, at the time, I had 52 grand in the bank. So I worked my ass off. I had a kick-ass drum set. I had a Harley. A couple motorcycles, actually. Had my truck. Fucking sold it all. Dumped it right into opening up a flower shop. That's what I did. So that is my story. That is how I became Dave the Flower Guy. That's who I am. So, back to why I never thought of working for somebody. Gary Vee. I fucking love Gary Vee. You gotta look him up. Gary Vaynerchuk. The guy is a fucking genius beast. He said that entrepreneurs, true entrepreneurs, the thought of a job is impossible to them. They never even think about it. If you have a job and you have an entrepreneurial spirit or entrepreneurial tendencies, okay. But a true entrepreneur, you can never imagine working for somebody else. It's always about your dream, your goal, your business, your job. So that was me. So that's how Dave the Flower Guy was born and bred. You could thank Miss Elston, who pushed me in to go get a job at a flower shop. So that's my story, my Dave Lack story. Making a Lifetime movie. So people, what the fuck are you doing at your job, sitting behind a desk? Get the fuck out there. I am chilling with the bean. But I'm lying, I'm not. I have a wedding appointment at the Chicago Cultural Center, which is right... where's it? It's right there. So I came out early to have a little lunch and chit-chat with some people because it's just too nice of a fucking day. But got an out-of-state bride, meet her at the Cultural Center, big-ass wedding, big-budget wedding. Gotta love it. Love you guys too. Hashtag Ask the Flower Guy. And I don't know how many times I have to say it, people. Snapchat, David Enchanted. Go on, follow me. Send me your questions. This is the last week. Someone's getting what? Free fucking flowers. I love you guys. Bye.